our Q&A portion of the episode. This question goes back to the Hall of Fame game. Q, do you think Rypien and Johnson are going to get poached if they don't make the 53? Because that's assuming they get held onto the practice squad. Or do you think Johnson has a case to take Velas's spot? This is after his production in the Hall of Fame game when he had, 3 catches for 2 touchdowns and a spectacular catch down the sideline.
He did. I caution Bears fans, and I have to caution myself about getting very excited about preseason performances, especially when you have a guy going up against guys who the Bears and Texans didn't even play their second string. Like you didn't. We saw guys like Greg Stroman out there, who's the backup nickel. The backup nickel. So he's a guy that wouldn't even see the field on game day on the defense. Collin Johnson looked fantastic, but I like Collin. I can't take away from what Collin Johnson did. The adjustments on the back shoulder throws. He's a guy 6'5", 6'6", 220-something pounds. I remember him a little bit with the Giants. He came here last year from the Jaguars. Had a couple of nice throws then, but I got a caution. We're not seeing him against one. So I think, his height is something you can't teach. That's something that's not going to change whether he's a starter or a backup or playing against starters or backups. But will he be able to get off the line of scrimmage, get separation to be in those positions against the one? Do I think he would get poached? Collin Johnson, this will be his third team, and he put good tape out there on the Hall of Fame game. So as injuries mount, somebody will probably take him off our practice line and put him on the active roster. So I don't think he'd be safe there the entire year. Brett Rypien, son of Mark Rypien, very good preseason game, not very good regular season statistics. 28 years old. I think he'd be safe on the practice squad, only because teams have seen what Rypien could do. He's almost 30. Teams are only carrying 2 quarterbacks on the active roster with a guy on the practice squad anyway. So gone are the days of having 3 quarterbacks on the active roster. And sometimes, there were 90 teams that had 4. 90 teams that had 4 quarterbacks. Teams aren't doing that anymore. If you're a first-round pick, you're probably playing right away, so you're not sitting there developing like they used to. So there's no reason to have a starter and a backup in your developmental guy. Developmental guy's just going to be on a roster. It's going to be a low-round pick.
I want to go back to something you said. Collin Johnson, would he be able to get off the line, get free releases and get off the line if he was playing against ones? Before that, you did say you can't teach height. You can't teach height, and
you cannot.
And he made all 3 of his catches were really good hand-eye coordination, really good. What they say, you can't defend a perfect pass. None of those passes. Well, the second touchdown pass from Rypien was a perfect pass, but the first 2, he put the pass in a position where only Collin could get it, and Collin came down with it. If I put any starting DB in that position that he was in that game, I think he comes down with all 3 of those catches, regardless.
Oh yeah. The high point, his ability to high point at 6'6", there's no denying that. I don't think a starting corner could stop that. He's 6'6". I'm just saying, would he be able to get that free release against top corners? Top corners in the league are so good around the line of scrimmage, and they're so good at playing leverage. And not only that, once you get down the sideline, they're good at taking away, angling you towards the sideline when you're out of bounds. They're good at positioning their body between you and the quarterback. My only thing is, would he be able to get the free release? Would he be able to, keep enough leverage on the sideline that Rypien, what would be Caleb Williams, could put the ball up and you could come down with it inbound? So I'm saying there's such a big leap between corners that play on a game-to-game basis, especially outside corners, and the guys that we saw on Thursday.
I think we agree with this point, though, that he deserves another chance against the second string to prove they
He
can do it
does,
again.
and I think based off that Hall of Fame game alone, if the Bears don't keep him, he's going to be on the roster next year. Collin is not going to be sitting. Countdown day, if the Bears do not keep him, he's not going to be sitting on the couch for the year. He's a guy that's been in the NFL. He's still young, but he's a guy that's done enough to keep getting looks on the roster. He didn't hurt himself at all. I just think right now the Bears have this is maybe the best receiving core we've had. So
Ever.
the top 3 spots are spoken for. There's no debate on who the top 3 dogs are. When you get down to 4 and 5, it's not just about being good. It's about guys that contribute in other, phases of the game. Can you contribute on special teams? So I saw Collin Johnson, that was big number 80. You saw him on the kick return team as a blocker. I didn't notice if he was on kickoff, but he's going to have to contribute somewhere else to make the active roster and make the team. Despite how good he looked Thursday, that's just the reality of it. If you're not one of the top 3 receivers,
You can never go wrong with having a good jump ball receiver on the squad, though.
No, you cannot, because you plan on being in the red zone a lot, and you can always use those guys in the red. You put Cole Kmet on one side, Collins on the other. Pick your poison. You can't bracket. You can't double both of them.
I mean, Caleb said it. Caleb said it. We don't need no kicker because we scoring touchdowns only.
And we didn't see Troy Taylor on Thursday.
Nah. Okay, I'm with that.
Relax, buddy.
Thanks for checking out this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on Twitch or YouTube, do the same. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all my homies in Chicago, we say 3 things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.